And the Hall of Fame is on your screens, the show that brings you up close and candid with some of your favorite personalities. My name is AJ Akuoko Sarpong. It's always a pleasure to be on your TV screens bringing you Hall of Fame. And today is no exception. Special thanks to First Choice for my hair, you've all the jewelry for my jewelry, and special thanks to you for being tuned in for Hall of Fame this week. Now, my guest today is someone I'm really excited to be having a conversation with. She's an ace actress, pretty much propelling Ghanaian movies from Ghana through to the African continent and across the world. She's someone I'm really excited to have a conversation with, because when I list people I want to interview, she's definitely one of them. I'll tell you who my guest is right after this. You're tuned into Hall of Fame right here on Citi TV. My name is AJ Akuoko Sarpong, and my guest today is someone that has started off or found her feet doing TV when a show that went viral before we even knew what viral was. She went on to excel in the Ghanaian movie industry, conquering it, becoming a goddess on our Ghanaian movie industry and on our screens, and advancing into the Nigerian movie industry. She went on to become known across the world, has the accolades for it, the awards to show for it, and today we'll be having a conversation with me on all of this right here on Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest today is none other than Jackie Appiah. Hi, Jackie. It's an absolute pleasure. Firstly, I can't even begin to tell you how long I've been looking forward to interview you, and today, hallelujah. But honestly, I'd like to start from the beginning. How was it like? How was your growing up or your childhood like?
I come from a family of 5.
Okay.
I'm the last born, and I've always loved acting ever since I was a kid. And I can remember when I was young, this was back in Canada, and I saw Barney being played on TV, and it had a number scrolling underneath saying, if you want to be part of the cast of Barney, give them a call. So I called, I told my mom I wanted to be part. She said, okay, why not, let's call. So I called. And then the producer, whoever picked up the phone, said the filming takes place in New York. So I'm like, oh,
and you were
okay.
in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I'm like, oh no, then I can't go. So, but then, so as of that, I'm sure I was probably like 10, 9, or probably 8, 9, 10, and so that could not happen. So then, whenever I heard of a school play or something, I would just make sure I'd be part, or church. There was going to be like a drama or something happening in church. I'll just take part in the, the church play. And then I just love to act. So anywhere I heard acting was taking place, I would just be part. And yeah, that's how it was.
So a lot of our introduction to you as an actress started from Things to Do for Love. Had you been in other productions before then, or was that your first major TV role?
Things to Do for Love was my first TV role. First appearance was on Things to Do for Love. Yeah, as Enyanam, I think I was probably 18 or 17 back then.
Wow.
18, I can't remember, I think 18, 17, 18, around that time. And yeah, that was my first TV appearance. I had taken part in a talent competition called Hal Jackson's Talented Teens.
Okay.
Prior to that, which was organized by Pa John Dotson. And I did acting for my talent. So the writer of Things to Do for Love, as at that time, Eddie Soto Jr., he's still the writer, was watching my performance that day, and he came looking for me backstage. After I was first runner-up, I didn't win, but I was first runner-up, and he's like, I like your performance, but there's this TV series coming up shortly called Things to Do for Love. Ooh. So do you want to take part? And then I'm like, okay. So later I called him like, okay, I'm ready for the audition. I auditioned. Ivan Kwashiga auditioned me then, and I got the role as Enyanam.
And how was it like being on, then did you realize that it was going to be the hit that it was back in the day?
You see, when I was watching it, that was the only youth program as of that time, showing on air, and I'm like, wow, the noise, I could hear everybody talking about Things to Do for Love. Everybody would run home to go and watch Things to Do for Love. And so that's when I'm like, okay, I'm interested. So I called him, because when he told me about it, I wasn't too sure, but then when I saw it, I'm like, I want to be part of this. So I did call him up, and I knew it was going to be a hit. Yeah, I did know it was going to be a hit, and I'm glad that I took part in it. Yes, and then for feature film, was Venus Films production, which is Abdul Salam Mumuni. Yeah, so That was my first film, actual movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that movie I think was
Divine Love.
It sort of gave a new awakening to the Ghanaian movie industry because there was a lot of dormancy at some point, or it seemed that we weren't hitting the mark that we previously were.
Prior to that, Salam would probably do collaborations with Nigerians and stuff like that. But that was his first all Ghanaian cast, and that was Divine Love with myself, Majid Michelle, and Van Vicker.
Yeah,
and Rama Brew, and the late George Williams. Yeah.
And then we saw it was Beyonce, the president's daughter, which was, I think, probably one of the most sold out movies in terms of like the amount of sales that went around. It was everywhere from Ghana to across the world. How was it like acting in that particular role?
Wow. That's a long time ago. It was great. I had fun. I love being on set. Growing up, I always loved being on set, and it was fun. We're young. We wanted to make a change in the industry, so everyone was so passionate about what they were doing, you know. And it came out very well. Everyone has watched. Like, I travel, and people from the Bahamas, the Caribbean have watched it, you know. So that movie really did go far.
It did. Now, in that era, which other movies were should I say iconic for you, or were the best push for you during that point in time? Because there were various movies that you went through at that point in time, from The Princess Tyrus to there were a lot of series of movies that went on at that particular point in time. Which one was, in your opinion, your favorite?
To me, all my movies are my favorite. I can't pinpoint and say that's my favorite, but I love every character I take on. I get a chance to play different roles, you know, so I can't say this or that, but every role I've played, every film I've featured in is dear to my heart.
Now, difficult, because some of them you had to take on characters that I'm assuming were completely unlike you, and go through a lot of changes to probably get that character to come to life. Which one has been your most difficult role?
There are many. And I always love a script that takes me out of my comfort zone, something that is not the ordinary Jackie's. And I love to play roles like that. As challenging as it is, I love to take on challenging roles like that, you know. There are many. I can't pinpoint, but there's so many, you know. Something that you've watched and you've seen, like, no, I can't believe Jackie's playing this, you know. Yes.
Now, coming to a particular role that I think everyone has been anticipating for quite a while. So, The Perfect Picture 10 years ago was quite a smash hit. Different came out from Sarah Productions, and for us to hear that 10 years later, a new remake has been made, and we're all excited to see it in the cinemas. We're all lining up for it. But tell me, or describe the process of creating the first Perfect Picture.
10 years ago. 10 years ago. That's 10 years ago, you know. Wow, I have to go down memory lane. But it was fun. I had fun filming that particular project. We filmed, I think, in Takoradi back then. And it was my first time acting with everyone on that set, you know. Yes, I'd been on different productions, but the cast, that particular cast was my first time.
Okay.
Yeah, and I had fun making new friends, you know, learning from the new ones, and it was great. We had so much fun. After set, we'll go to the poolside. We'll just have a rapping competition, a dance competition.
Really?
You know, you know. So it was a lot of fun. I love that set. When it was time, when we wrapped up the set, I'm like, oh, I don't want to go home.
Really?
Yeah, so it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I did have a lovely time.
Now, describe how it was like shooting 10 years later. Now, I'm dreaming, of course, friendships that began 10 years ago are still going on strong now. How was it like now reuniting with everyone else on the same set to create a continuation of what was a story that ended 10 years ago?
Well, I've met some of the cast growing up. We've done a few projects. I think I've done something with Lydia Forson and Jocelyn. It was great. We're all happy and excited about it. We had heard, like probably 6-7 years ago, we had heard that we're going to do a part 2.
Okay.
Then it didn't happen. So we've just been waiting. Then we felt like, okay, it's never going to happen, you know? So I just forgot about it. And then this year, Shelley's called me and said, guess what? We're doing Perfect Picture Part 2. And I was so excited about it. Perfect Picture won me an award for the African Movie Viewers' Choice Award.
Wow.
Yes. It got me an award, and it also landed, 3 of us, we all got an award for the AMA Awards too.
Wow.
Myself, Lydia National, we won an award for that particular film. Yes. And so to hear that we're coming back, I was happy. I was happy. I remember back then when Shelley first released that film at National Theatre, there were so many people outside that could not come in. Like the crowd outside were more than the people inside.
Wow.
You know, and people were just banging on the glass, like, we want to come in, we want to come in. I was like, wow. You know, and this went on for like 2-3 days. And then we went to the Silverbird Cinema, and it was the same thing, you know. So this movie was like, it is dear to my heart. Yeah, so I'm happy. So I'm happy, and I can't wait to see how this is going to, like, how it's going to unfold. I haven't seen it myself.
Ooh,
yeah, so.
Okay. So your first time viewing would be at the premiere in itself.
Yes.
Now, describe your character's growth 10 years later. If you give us a bit of a snippet about how your character has grown over the 10 years you first shot and now.
I don't want to spill too much tea about it. Anyway, I'm a bad storyteller anyway. But yeah, I don't want to give you all the juicy parts. But if they were to show you 10 years back, you will notice that I was very, very slim. I was very slim with a long neck. And I have grown. Ah,
yes.
Now,
I think we like you this way. I like you this way.
Thank you. Yes, I have grown. And that's because I've had kids. Yeah, I have many kids in the film, in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have many kids in the film now, so my weight is acceptable, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And still in love with my husband, perfect family. So I thought... And now you can find out what will happen next.
Oh, and then you say you're a bad storyteller. That was like leaving at the edge and then saying, no, I'm not going to push you. No, brilliant.
I'll keep it there, yeah.
But still on the issues of sequels, Things You Do for Love came back in a sequel with YOLO.
Yes,
how was it like now reprising your role, but this time not in the original character, but more like looking at your kids now live their own life?
Yes, it is still the character. I still play Enyonam, the grown-up version of Enyonam, and it's amazing. It's phenomenal because this is where you see real, like they take you when you're watching Yellow, they go flashback and they take you when I was young, and that's the real me. That's the real me. You see me 10 years or 15 years, like 18, 20 years ago, and you see the younger version of me because Ivan has clips of everything, you know, and you see the young me, and because when you go on set now, they ask someone else to play a younger version of you. Usually, yeah. But Ivan has correct footage, footage, you know, and it's amazing seeing the kids doing what we used to do when we were growing up, you know. And I have grown. I remember one scene that went viral back then was the love letter scene, and your mom had to read in front of her dad, Mr. Blaguji. And I had a very strict daddy back then, Mr. Blaguji, and he made me read a love letter. And I see my son doing the same thing, and I'm reacting to my son the same way my dad reacted to me. It's amazing. It's lovely. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Now, are we ever going to see a Jackie Appiah production, Jackie Appiah directed movie? Is that something that you can picture, or can we see that as a next step in the Jackie Appiah brand as we know it?
For now, I will say let producers be producers and let actors be actors. But I don't know what God has in store. But for now, I will be my lane as an actress, and I'll let producers do their work. Yeah.
But would you consider teaching the acting or the techniques of acting to the younger audience? Maybe a Jackie Appiah school?
I wouldn't mind mentoring young ones.
Okay, okay.
Advising them on how how to handle stardom, not only to act, but how to handle, because people get stardom and they don't know how to handle it. It gets into their head and they start misbehaving.
Yeah.
And I notice the youth of late are so much in a hurry to make it to the top.
Charlie?
There's so much. They don't want to go through a gradual process, and life is a gradual process. You don't give birth to a baby and the baby starts walking. It goes through a process, you know. So that's how life is, you know. So it doesn't even have to be a school. If it's a school, thank God. If I see young ones out there and they need encouragement, they need words of wisdom, I will gladly give it to them, you know.
Okay, I like that. Now, on the issue of, a question just occurred to me, on the issue of younger ones, do you, as someone who's paid her dues, who's actually been through the industry, and I would like to ask at some point to how you've seen the industry's progression, but do you feel that a lot more substance is not attributed to those that are coming up and coming? It's more on paper than actual work that you're doing?
No, I didn't get it.
So with the new crop of actors, actresses, or those who are looking to enter into the creative industry, do you think a lot more substance they're not adding more substance to themselves, or it's more on paper as an actress, as an entertainer, as a TV person, rather than actually doing the work?
I can't answer. I feel some people don't. Probably someone has seen Jackie or Majid Michelle living a flamboyant life, living their life and driving a flashy car. And okay, so they see that, and because of that, they want to be an actor, they want to be an actress. But probably that is not your calling, you know. So I feel some people get into the profession for the wrong reasons. You know, they get there and they're stuck, and they blame people. But you copy blindly, you know. I love to act. You know, ever since I was a kid, I love to act. You know, I could go on set and you wouldn't give me a check and I'll be happy. I wouldn't care if I was being paid or not. But today I'm on set and I see young ones come, and probably they're not filming with them at that particular time, and they're filming with other people. They get agitated, like, I'm leaving, they're not shooting my scene, and I'm like, really?
The amount of time you sat and waited.
I will come for days. I'll come the first day. I remember shooting things with people. I'll come the first day. They wouldn't shoot my scene. I'll go home. The next day, they wouldn't shoot my scene. But I was just happy to be amongst actors. I was happy to be on set. But you don't see that these days, you know. So people need to follow their hearts and know this is what you want to do. If it's a hairdresser, if it's a stylist, whatever you love to do, follow your heart. Don't get into the wrong profession for the wrong reasons.
I like that. I really do. Alrighty, so I'm having an amazing conversation with A's actress Jackie Appiah. She has conquered the Ghanaian industry, conquered the African continent as a whole, and most likely going to be Ghana's first Oscar winner, perhaps. I like the sound of that, but we're having a conversation with her. We'll be right back after this. This is Hall of Fame. Tune in to Hall of Fame right here on Citi TV. My name is AJ Akuoko Sarpong. Having an amazing conversation with ace actress. Like, she was the one that everyone looked up to. I'm someone who has watched her forever, and it's an absolute honor to be interviewing the one and only Jackie Appiah right here on the show. Jackie, now coming back into the conversation, as someone who has seen the progression of the movie industry, or the Ghanaian movie industry, from the days of Things to Do for Love, or the beginnings of how, should I say, the resurgence of good quality Ghanaian movies coming back into the scene. Looking back throughout the period till now, do you think the quality of storytelling has improved over the years or diminished?
Of course, it's improved. It's been one hell of a roller coaster ride.
I can imagine.
You know, and you learn from your mistakes, and most producers have learned from their mistakes. They try and get better equipment, better storytellers, you know, and even the actors want to improve on their craft, you know. So I believe it's going well. We're climbing up.
I like that. I like
getting
that.
There, yeah.
Has social media contributed to where the industry is, and is the industry expanding the way it ought to? Because we see well, not to compare ourselves to any other industry, but for other, maybe the Nollywood industry, it's become like the staple for what the African movie industry is. But is the Ghanaian movie industry expanding the way that it ought to?
Well, for me, I would say social media does not play any role in movie growth because during our era, there was no social media.
Okay.
But people knew us.
Yeah.
People watched us. Our movies went far away without social media. So I won't say social media has helped in any way because we had to struggle and people knew about us, you know.
Yeah.
But now we're in a social media era, and it does help in promoting films now. But I won't say we need social media to help grow our industry because we did it without social media, and we can do it with, we can still progress without social media. With or without social media, I believe we can progress. But it is a helping hand. It helps, makes people see our stuff. It goes further than before, I believe, maybe now. But yeah, for me, I feel we did it without social media. So, yeah.
Okay, I like that. Now, with the creative industry, or should I say the movie industry as a whole, do you think it's getting enough support? Are you, as a creative, looking into how the industry is getting the right support, maybe from corporate Ghana, from maybe government policies, or from the creatives themselves?
No, we're not getting a lot of funds for our productions. We run a one-man show here. The producers are independent producers, and back in the days, you would buy a DVD, you buy a VCD, but there's no VCDs now, and producers make their money probably now through the cinema. How many cinemas do we have in Ghana?
True.
You know, we don't have that many cinemas, but if we could have at least one cinema in each region, it would help the sales. You know, it would go far. It will go far. It will go far. Producers also sometimes sell their movies to online platforms. But that's not enough. We need people to invest in the movie industry. It's a good business. There's no business like show business.
That's true.
And we need people to pump in money into the industry. It would help, yes. And I plead that we can get a cinema across Ghana. It would help.
People,
to let people watch our movies.
I like that.
Yeah.
That would actually be really cool. Now, in terms of streaming services, there are not enough Ghanaian movies on these streaming services, apart from Berry of Kojo that I think is on Netflix. We don't have enough Ghanaian representation when it comes to the streaming services like Netflix and the rest. While Nollywood, on the other hand, is pushing their movies there. As someone who's able to seamlessly
with
move...
Nollywood, they even have banks supporting Nollywood. They have banks who give producers money, who help, they sponsor, but we don't have that in Ghana here. You know, so if banks would come on board, if corporate bodies could come on board, it would help us go a long way. We can pump in money into our productions so that they go far. With the Netflix and all of that, it's a lot of procedure. It's a lot of paperwork to be done. But I think I've seen a few Ghanaian movies on Netflix and other platforms. Now, if you're flying,
yes, there's a
British
lot.
Airways, you see a Ghanaian movie
Yeah.
on British Airways, you see it on Emirates, you see it on the flights now. So I just pray that people will come and invest into our industry.
Like that. Now, what informs a script that you would select for yourself? So if someone says, okay, Jackie, I want you to be on my project, what will inform you saying, okay, I'm good? What kind of scripts do you look out for?
When I get a script and if I read it and I keep putting it down in between and I'm not paying attention, like it's not, I don't want to know what's going to happen next, then I know it's not a good script. I know it's boring. I know it's going to be a boring script, you know, but if your script keeps me at one place for like 1 hour to 30, like 2 hours, and I'm glued, I want to know what's going to happen next, then I know, okay, this has something, you know. Also, the director. I need to know who's going to direct. I need to know my crew, my fellow actors, who will be on set with me, and yeah, that's what I take into consideration. I like
that.
Yeah.
Now, you once named Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis as someone that you look up to, one of the women in probably history who stand out to you. Is it because of similarities of names, and what about Jackie Onassis stands out to you? I
feel she was a strong woman.
Yeah.
Very, very strong woman, and I love strong women, you know. And yeah, basically that's it. Yeah. She was smart, intelligent, and I just loved her being. Yeah.
What inspires you? Are there people, certain people beyond Jackie that inspire you as a whole?
My family.
Yeah.
My son and my fans.
How did your support system, your family, react to you deciding that I'm going to do acting full time back in the day when you decided that you would?
My mom was okay about it. My mom loved the idea of me acting, but my dad was a bit skeptical about it.
Huh.
He did not like it, and he lives in Canada. So one day my mom got a phone call. Then I started. I think it was during Thing to Do for Love, or one of the movies. I think it was the movie time when I was shooting a lot of film.
Yeah.
And he heard someone tell him. Someone told him that your Jackie. I saw your daughter on TV. She's acting now. She's an actress. He said, really? No. And then I think they showed him. And then, so he calls my mom and said, I didn't know Jackie is film. Why is she on TV? She shouldn't be on TV. What is she doing? She has to go to school. She has to do this. She has to concentrate. Why are you letting her act? And my mom said, do you have an actor in your family? Won't you? Do you have an actor or an actress in your family? Aren't you proud that your daughter is on screen acting? And he did not like the idea. Until months after, he started going to programs, and whenever he went to an event, they'll say, oh, Jackie Appiah's father is around, then he'll stand up. He was beginning to get happy. He started enjoying the stardom with me, and
I said, yes, my daughter, you chose right.
Yes, and now he goes to people's houses and he gives them my DVDs.
Hey,
so that time,
he
started buying DVDs and started sharing it around. He goes to an event and they'll introduce him as Jackie Appiah's father. He'll stand up and he'll give the presidential wave, And I'm like, wow, so you also like stardom? So now he loves it.
Who doesn't want? Now, by association, that's why I start.
So he loves it now. Okay. He's okay with it.
How did motherhood change your outlook on life? Maybe, did it inform maybe a change in scripts? Did it make you want to be a certain way? How did it generally change your outlook on life?
It made me more disciplined.
Okay.
I'll say disciplined because I have someone who looks up to me now. He goes to school, he meets friends, and I don't want my son to go through anything where people be where he would go to school and people would be teasing him that your mom did this, your mom did that. So I have to make sure I'm of good behavior so it doesn't affect him as well. I choose scripts that I feel that are right, that I feel comfortable doing. If it's a crappy script, no, I will not do it. Even myself, like, Mom, why did you do that for? So I choose something that I'm comfortable with, that I feel that if anyone watched, they would be happy about. Yeah.
Okay. What has been the biggest sacrifice you have ever made to become who you are today, to become Jackie Appiah?
Giving up a lot of fun.
Okay.
I don't have my own life. My freedom.
Yeah.
My freedom. I don't have freedom again, Everywhere you go, people are looking at you. I don't have my space again. If I'm driving, someone crosses me, I can't fight the person, but another person can do it and get away with it. But if I do it, it's
Instagram, Snapchat, all that kind of thing.
News, So not being able to live freely, I also have to be cautious of what I'm doing, and that's the profession I chose. So yeah, it's been hard. Yeah.
I can imagine. Now, coming on to the issue of social media, how do you deal? Because with every person who becomes a star, obviously there are going to be trolls that will pop up in it. How do you deal with those that come with negativity into your space?
I ignore it.
I love it. Nope, I don't see you.
Yeah, I don't see you. I won't even respond.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Now, with the progression of how our industry has become to now the inclusion of bloggers who are always live blogging, who are constantly putting out perhaps sometimes unverified information, do you have an issue when people just constantly put out stories about you without verification?
Yes, I do, of course. These days, bloggers don't go through the right process of getting to hear the other person's side of the story. They just put it out there without confirming, you know, and it's bad. It's sad that we're in that era right now. But
it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. In terms of your on-screen chemistry, I think a lot of people always loved when you and Majid were together. Created like it became honestly one of my favorite on-screen couples were you and Majid. How did that inform your relationship? And is he someone that you always love acting with? Or did it get to a point where you say, okay, you know what, it's enough acting with you all the time. Maybe I should try and act with different people altogether.
I always have fun acting with Majid. I've been acting with Majid since we're in Things We Do for Love. No, it never gets boring.
Okay.
He's a fantastic actor, and I don't mind whoever acts. Once you give me a good actor, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good to go.
Okay.
Just give me a good actor, not a crappy actor. But if you give me a good actor, I'm okay with it.
Who do you have the best on-screen chemistry with, apart from Majid?
Everyone that is a good actor. Everyone that is a good actor.
Okay.
Yes. I can't pinpoint and say it's Majid. I've acted with so many phenomenal actors, good actors, and good actresses, you know. So once you're good, you bring out the actress in me, and I can deliver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are you big on music? How is your playlist like? If I was to ever say, okay, let me go through Jackie's playlist, what kind of songs will I find?
3 days ago, I'm currently on set, on Venice Film set. We're shooting in the Volta region, and we're shooting a movie called 2 Days After.
Okay.
2 days after Friday. Working title, I think 2 days after Friday. And so we closed from set, and everybody was like just bored. I'm like, okay, let me play some music. And I put on my DJ shoes, connected my phone to the Bluetooth speaker, and I started giving them jams after jams. So now my current name is DJ Jackie.
Yeah. Come
you know,
on.
so I took them to the old school, to the new school, to Bobby Brown, to the latest songs. You know, so it was good. So you can, I like old school, I like new school, I like reggae, I like funk, yeah.
Okay. Now, if you could do a playlist of Ghanaian music, what kind of artists will feature in your playlist?
Which kind of artists
will feature in your playlist if you're doing just a Ghanaian music only playlist?
All the actors that are
good.
Yes. We have the We Are the World kind of collaboration kind of thing. Like Michael Jackson did.
But which genre are you most comfortable? Because I personally, I think I'm an Afropop person through and through. Is this something that you...
I have a terrible voice. I don't think I'll ever think of singing. My voice
That
sucks.
is not your thing, yeah?
Yes, I don't have it. I know I don't have a good voice. Trust me.
I feel you. Me, I know that singing was not cut out for me.
I don't think they'd want to feature me on their songs or vice versa, yeah.
Okay.
I can't
sing.
As
I think I've seen a Jackie song. People use your name quite often in songs. Does that...
There was once I did a commercial, and the people I was advertising for said, no, we want Jackie to sing. I'm like, can't you get somebody to sing? Like, Appiah and Becca to sing, so I lip sync. Someone good. They're like, no, we want Jackie. I'm like, oh, Lord. So I had to go into the studio, and I had to sing, and it was hard. I respect musicians.
Charlie?
They're really working hard. I respect them. It's not an easy task. Yeah. So that's the only time I sang. Yeah.
But at least it came out good.
Yeah, it came out good.
That means you do have a good voice.
It's
not like that.
I can't. I suffered too much. I suffered.
But yeah. I think recently the interview you did with BBC PJ pretty much went viral. Like, a lot of people really enjoyed seeing you open up like that. What led you to be so candid on that particular interview?
I guess people had not heard from me. People usually don't get to see my interviews. So, and it was something that we're doing quick. So you need to answer spontaneously. So I was just giving them answers, you know. Yeah. I didn't know it was going to come out that way.
Okay.
But, yeah.
And then it actually went out so viral.
Yeah.
But is being away from the public eye something that you deliberately do?
Most of the time I'm just busy.
Okay.
I'm just busy working, and I don't get the time to do certain things. But that's the reason. Once I get a chance to do an interview, I will do an interview.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's more, let me just keep to myself.
Like Perfect Picture brought me here.
Aha. See? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Perfect
I can
Picture brought
understand
me
that.
here.
So, but do you, at any point in time, feel a need to come out and, you know, probably put yourself out there? Or is it something that you will probably never, ever see?
Well, if you hear, you hear it. People would eventually hear the truth. If it's good information, bad information, people would definitely. We have social media now that but people don't even buy newspapers now. You just go on your phone, you go on social media, and you read or watch whatever is there. But I'm not someone who really responds to stuff. You know, I'm in my little corner, minding my own business most of the time. Yeah.
I respect that. That's actually pretty cool. Now, we're going to go on another quick break. When we come back, I will try and replicate BBC Pidgin sort of vibe and then put you on the spot and give you like 5 minutes to quickly answer questions off the top of your head. It'll be very soft questions, like things like the first thing that comes to your head, really quickly, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay. Relax. That'll be good. But I hope you're enjoying this because I know I certainly am. We are tuned in to Hall of Fame right here on Citi TV. My guest in studio is the one and only amazing Jackie Appiah. We'll be back right after this. You're tuned in to Hall of Fame right here on Citi TV. My name is AJ Akuoko Sarpong, having an amazing conversation with the one and only Jackie Appiah. And now I'm gonna try and replicate this whole BBC Pidgin vibe. Quick questions off the top of her head. And the first one is, what is your favorite day of the week?
Saturday.
Why?
Friday and Saturday.
Why? Because you get to rest?
Yes.
Aha. Favorite body part? Her eyes. I was going to actually say if you...
My lips.
And you're... Okay. Yeah. Sexy. Your favorite brand? Since you're a shopaholic.
All brands.
You don't want to offend India, just in case. Favorite artist, if you could pick any?
Don't know. Don't have a favorite. I've never thought about it.
You don't have a favorite?
Painter artist or musician artist?
Musician artist.
Oh, wow. I love all of them.
Hey, Jackie. Okay, if you say so. Favorite person in the world?
God.
Favorite saying or phrase?
Tough times don't last, but tough people do.
Why? What about this phrase represents you?
That you might be struggling today, but don't think it's forever. Don't give up along the way, because one day something good might come your way. So just keep pushing. Keep pushing.
I like that. What is the one thing you prayed about that you have now?
A lot of things.
One. Just one thing that you prayed for. Then you said, God, I want this
There's
thing.
so many. I can't pinpoint. There's so many.
Okay, 3. 3 things that you pray for that you have now. I can tell you my job. I really wanted this kind of job, and then now I have it.
I don't know. Everything I have. Everything, my family.
Okay.
I don't know. Everything. Being part of today.
Hey. I'll take it. Thank you so much for words so sweet. What's your favorite drink?
Apple juice.
Okay. Between wine or champagne?
I don't drink alcohol.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not an alcoholic fan, no.
What's the meanest thing you've ever done to someone to get them back? To get back at them. Sorry.
I guess probably when I was young and the person was about to sit down and I pulled the chair back.
No, you're that.
No, they did that to me.
Oh,
that was they did that to me.
And you said, okay, I'm gonna do it right back to you.
They did that to me. Probably when I was eating something and my sister would ask me, "Can I have some?" I'm like, no, I'm saving it for tomorrow. And used to do that when I was young, yeah.
If you could go back in time to change one thing, what would it be?
Nothing.
At all?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
What will you name as your best achievement till date?
My son.
Okay. If you had 1 year left to live, how would you live it?
1,000 years to live. I would never ever think of that.
You'll fall till I fall.
I would never think about that.
Yeah. So what are 2 things you would do to improve the country if you were made president for a day?
Get good jobs for people.
Okay.
I like to see everybody with money. Make sure everybody has money in their pockets.
Yeah, man.
I'll get a team to help me figure that out. Yeah. Well, I have to sit down and think about that.
Okay.
I have to think about that. So ask me that question later on.
I'll come back in a year and ask you.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider politics?
No, I'll prefer. Let me be my lane right now as an actress.
Okay.
But you don't. Who knows tomorrow? But yeah.
What are 3 things you like to do when no one is watching?
Talk to myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's one.
I don't know. Probably talk in the mirror.
Okay.
Look in the mirror. I don't know. Don't know.
Okay.
Because you're asking me this.
Probably,
when I'm driving, I'm like, oh, I like doing this too. I should have said that. But you put me on the spot.
I get it. That's true. Do you have a celebrity crush, and who is that person?
My celebrity crush was Michael Jackson, but unfortunately he passed away.
And no one has replaced him since?
There are a lot of them now, so.
Okay. When's the last time you lied?
Good question. I can't remember.
Okay. Which platform have you been most excited about being on?
Platform like as in...
maybe speaking engagement, acting, or a performance that you've been most excited being a part of?
Acting. Anything that has to do with acting. There's so many of them, so
yeah.
I can't pinpoint and mention any. But anything that probably has to do with acting.
Okay.
Or probably advising young people, talking to the youth, youth empowerment programs. I like that. You know, charity work. You know, yeah.
Alrighty, that's pretty cool. First ever job. First ever paying job.
Things you do for love.
How much were you paid?
Can't remember, but I didn't care. I was just happy to be on set. My check would just be piling up and I wouldn't even go for my money.
What?
Yeah.
That good?
Yeah, I just loved acting. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for love.
First car.
Hyundai Advanti.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember how much you bought it for?
Can't remember.
First,
but I saved money. I saved money.
First love.
First love. My son.
Oh. Favorite trip.
Favorite trip.
Or favorite country, perhaps, to travel
I love
to.
traveling. So anywhere I go that is fun, I love, and beautiful, I love.
Would you consider a travel blog?
Maybe. Yeah, I can.
Okay. Fashion influence. What's your favorite fashion influence?
For me, anything that I feel comfortable wearing. I don't know if I'm answering your question properly, but do you mean any dress like?
Yeah. Is there a particular person, brand that truly influences your style? You just buy what you like?
I just buy what I like.
Okay.
Anything that looks good on me. Yeah.
Have you ever been celeb struck? Have you ever been starstruck? Seen a particular celebrity that went, I get that all the time because obviously I'm a regular Joe, but do you ever go, oh my God, is that Michael Jackson or something of that sort?
Yes, I guess so.
And what was the last time that happened?
When I was at the Global Citizen Festival in South Africa. Yeah, we had Oprah Winfrey was there, Tyler Perry was there, Beyonce Knowles was there, Jay-Z, Pharrell.
My Lord.
Yeah.
So everybody was like, oh my God, that's Beyonce.
Yes, Ed Sheeran. To all the great African acts that were there, you know, so, yeah.
And finally, worst date.
Finally.
Worst date.
Worst date.
Yes. What has been your worst date ever?
Worst day?
Date. Yes.
Wow. I'm a happy person. I'm always happy. I can't remember. I can't say I'm a happy person. It takes a very long time to get me angry, you know.
Okay.
So I cannot say. Yes. I'll probably think about it when I'm driving to Nkoyo case. You can live it on.
But finally, the one person you love most in this world.
You said one.
Yes.
Why one? Because I love my mom, I love my son,
yes.
I love my family, I love my fans. Aww. So I can't pinpoint. Yeah, I love everyone.
And on that note, thank you so much for coming, Jackie.
Thank you for having
awesome.
me. Thank you.
And then it's always a pleasure having you. Now I can tick off interviewing Jackie Appiah off my list, and I'm a happy girl now.
Thank you
so much for coming through.
Thank you for
and thank you for being tuned in. I hope you enjoyed it because I know I certainly did. It's been another exciting edition of Hall of Fame with Jackie Appiah. My name is AJ Akuoko Sarpong. Special thanks to First Choice for my hair and Evolve the Jewelry for my jewelry. I'll be back your way next week with even more goodness right here on Hall of Fame. And until then, keep watching Citi TV.